What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today is a build breakdown video on my Majin character in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the Majin race, they are high defense. They have a defense bonus when their stamina is at max, but they have very slow stamina recovery. It takes a bit of time to get used to how slow it is. The males have more health but lower movement speed than the females. Which I have a female Majin character, which has the faster movement, lower health. Now, my build is based around a very high ki blast supers, which is at 97. You guys go down, looking at this on screen, at 45 for max health, 45 for max ki, 40 at the max stamina, 10 at basic attack, 0, very important, 0 at the strike supers, and 97 in ki blast supers. Now, my moveset is mostly based around reaction-based moves from the opponent. I have Godbreaker and Change the Future equipped on this character. Those are both Kai-based counters, basically, or parries to enemies' attacks. It basically sets up this build and makes it so dangerous in ranked or PvP in general. So, Godbreaker counters any physical attacks. That's basic attacks, punches, combos, whatever, or strike attacks. And then Change the Future counters and parries any ki blast attacks. So getting the combination of those two down and when to use them is very important. Now, Godbreaker, this is a general tip. Godbreaker is very good to use on initiates from the opposing team, or opposing enemy, I should say. A lot of players tend to do the same type of initiate, which is boost dash around you, right? And then either X for the punch or heavy attack on the kick. And then it's an easy setup every time. As soon as I see that, I already know I can use Godbreaker on this player because they've basically shown me what they tend to do. Now, players that play a little bit more methodical, some of you will throw the paralysis at you with Frieza. Let's say you're playing a Frieza, they throw their paralysis. You can actually counter that with the Change of the Future because it's energy based, get in their face and kind of blast them. But the move is so not punishable. They can keep kind of moving around. It makes it a little difficult, but you can catch some people off guard with that quite a bit. Now, the other things that I have for my normal, I would say, super attacks are Blaster Shell. They're for mostly to follow up on combos, and then Super Drain. Sometimes I want stamina, or I go with Gravity Impact, which Gravity Impact may be one of the best close range attacks that you can use. The stun, or I should say the juggle state that you keep the opposing player in is so long that you can almost follow up with any move, any normal super attack, and some ultra attacks because it is so long before the enemy player can react and recover that you can follow it up with another hit. So most of the time, if I see a player's really charging in my face and I want to punish them quite a bit to get them out of that habit, I'll go Gravity Impact as they're approaching me, which sends them flailing back. Then I follow up with the Blaster Shell, and they take a ton of damage. Now, the other move that I tend to do is, for my ultimate, is Symphonic Destruction, which is Whis' ultimate. Again, the idea behind this is dealing with players that like to rush you down with melee. So let's say they get in your face, and they're doing that boost dash stuff around your face to initiate. You can activate Symphonic Destruction and almost time it perfectly like you would a Godbreaker, and you're invincible during that entire time, and most of the players attack you from the front, so your character will turn to them, even if they're kind of on the side, initiate, and then they will get caught in that Symphonic Destruction, which deals tons of damage with my Ki Blast set on 97. And again, I'm invulnerable during the attack, so even if they get out of it and manage to throw some moves at me, most players aren't used to seeing that, and they don't know that they actually have to get behind me, wait a couple seconds after, maybe a couple milliseconds after my animation ends, and then my invulnerability frames are no longer present, and you can initiate attack. So really love that move. Probably one of my favorite. And then I alternate between either Crasher Volcano or Perfect Kamehameha to kind of throw some people off there. For my evasive skill, I have Armored Boost. I found that to be a little bit more effective than Mock Dash, because sometimes I'll get caught in things that will catch me off guard. Let's say, for example, Super Electric Strike. I've dodged it and not quite dodged it the way I should have, and it'll still catch me. The armor boost gives me the option to kind of move around, and I'm invulnerable during that state. So I've kind of gravitated towards that as my evasive skill. And that's pretty much it for my build. And you guys are going to see me using it quite a bit in these player matches. I've used it in some ranked, particularly Sparring Lab episode 6. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, explanation on it. And until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. Now, if you've enjoyed the video, made it this far, leave a like if you've not already. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate your support. Subscribe if you've not already so you guys can check my next video. And if you've missed anything, especially this video right here, go check it out. Just click, 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 click.